Hey fellow creeps, it's time once again for Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady. I'm Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and once again on Creepy Cheapies we're going to be looking at a mask. That's kind of gotten to be predictable, hasn't it? You know what else is predictable? For me to say that one of my favorite authors is Edgar Allan Poe. That almost sounds like contractual obligation. Yeah, that's what he's going to say. The guy with the spooky library and all that is going to say his favorite. But it's true. Corny and predictable and all that, but it is true. I love Edgar Allan Poe's work, and I have a lot of respect for it and him. And he was just really, really good at writing that stuff that was dark and spooky and creepy and atmospheric and all that without being cheap and disgusting, without going for an easy gross out. He wrote things that were scary in a classy and even elegant sometimes way. And well, as such, I guess it's about time somebody made a mask of him, and in time for the 2017-2018 season, somebody did. Who was that? It was the folks at Ghoulish Productions. Now specifically, this sculpture was done by a human named Hector Bustos. And I mention Hector Bustos by name, not just because of the trivia of knowing who the sculptor was, but because the great thing about this Edgar Allan Poe mask is the sculpture. Now as you can see, it's painted in black and white, painted like grayscale, you might call it. That could be because it would look like a bust. If you put it in your library, it could look like, you know, a work of sculpture rather than an actual head. Or if you're going to wear it or use it at the haunted house, I would ideally pair it with a costume that is also black and white, and obviously the one that looks like the correct period. Look up some pictures, alright, of the Victorian period. Find something that looks like it would have been appropriate for Edgar Allan Poe to be wearing. And Edgar Allan Poe would be the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe, you see, with this white, with this dead effect. Now, I might not have always wanted a mask of Edgar Allan Poe, even though I am a fan, as previously stated, but I think this thing is so exceptional because it's such a beautiful work of sculpture. Not just the face, which is excellent in its own right, but you have to get a close-up look at the way this hair is done. You see his hair? This is one mask where I would not recommend, which I usually do, I would not recommend gluing fake hair over, or that is real hair over the molded hair, because the sculptor, Hector Bustos, has brilliantly worked three of Poe's most famous themes into the sculpture. If you look over here, you will see a black cat. Taking a closer look there, I hope you can see that. I think so. See the black cat? Now you don't notice that when you just look at the mask. You have to look closely. And you see there's a black cat crawling on Edgar Allan Poe's head, coming out of his hair. Kind of like something that would happen in The Grudge. Also, most impressively of all, I think, my favorite part is the raven. Arguably Mr. Poe's most famous work. But if you get a good look there, can you see that? The hair on top of his head is actually the wings and feathers of a raven, all right, coming down onto his head. And again, the brilliant thing is that you don't notice that when you look at it from across the room. You really have to look close up to catch that. And third, is thirdly a word? I don't know. If thirdly is a word, let's say thirdly, yeah, there's a heart. There's a human heart worked into the design as well, which of course refers to the classic Edgar Allan Poe story, The Telltale Heart. So you have a telltale heart, you have the black cat, and you have the raven, all sculpted in, but they're blended in so artfully. Such a scholarly approach this was. I don't know who thought of this concept, but it's pretty cool and pretty different. And even if you have a lot of monster masks like I do, you probably don't have anything that has quite this style of artistic design work and sculptural integrity, putting all these different things together. You don't have anything else quite like this, or probably anything else that pulls off this illusion of looking right, looking natural, and looking like a head of hair from any distance, and then turns into other things entirely when viewed close up. So I'm just super impressed with the design of this, and hats off, or heads off, to Ghoulish Productions for coming out with this one. And it was also part of the Creepy Twists series for a while. It might still be, or it might only be Ghoulish, I'm not sure. I first encountered it on Creepy Twists, but you could get these for anywhere from $35 to $55. Well worth it, I think. Again, if you're gonna wear it, wear a black and white, old-fashioned looking suit. I don't know that you even want to wear it as much as just having it on display in your spooky room or your library of scary books. And until next time, remember, it's a lame owl that swims to the tune of an old hat.